Well, it's time for another trip across the country. I'm going to be riding the GTR all the way to Melbourne and all over Victoria. So it'll be the furthest I've ever ridden the GTR. A few years ago, in one of my previous videos, I rode to Esperance, and that's the furthest I've taken this previously. So it's going to be a 4-week long trip on the GTR. Should be pretty good. Going to be meeting up with some GTR people over east. I've got the GoPro set up here again. Hopefully it should be a good trip. Hopefully nothing bad happens. If something bad does happen, I've got my GPS tracker here for emergencies. Yeah, I think it should be pretty good. I put this temperature gauge here, but in the sun, I don't think that's really going to work very well. I might take it off if it doesn't work. But yeah, it's an old GTR. It goes good though. I'm just going to get fuel and then I'll be leaving for this very, very, very long trip. So I just noticed a problem. This chair that I've got on the back here is quite long and it works on my BMW, but on this, where the mirrors are lower, it completely blocks the view of everything behind me. So I think I'm going to have to go and get a different chair. So I just stopped at the camping shop down there and got one of these little tripod seats, so that will fit a lot better and I can actually see now. So that's that problem solved. It's the 9:45 now, so leaving kind of late, but we'll see how things go today. So just on the way out of town, just making a quick stop here to make sure everything is all good and secure, which it is, so I can continue on. Probably won't get as far as I was hoping to go today, but hopefully I'll at least get to Meriden or something, which is I think over 500 k's away, but I've still got the rest of the morning and all afternoon to get there, so we'll see how far I get. It's about 12:30 now and I'm at Badgingarra and got fuel just a minute ago, and I forgot that it's the school holidays now, so there's heaps of people and caravans around everywhere, so that's going to be interesting. It's 400 k's to Meriden, so I should be able to get there alright. We'll see how the rest of the day goes. It's been good so far. So yeah, I made it to Meriden. Not sure what the time is now, it's probably getting close to 6, but I made it here. The GTR went up well. I'm pretty sure I stayed here the first night last year as well. But yeah, the GTR went very well. All covered in bugs, I need to give it a clean. Got everything set up. And I think it was 590 k's that I did today. It'll be even more tomorrow. I'll have to work out how far I think I can get, but I just have to get as far as I can really. But yeah, it was a good ride. And tomorrow the odometer will reset back to 0, so that'll be interesting. So it's done at least 100,000 k's, and that's the little chair that I had to buy, which is better than nothing but not great. My big chair is a lot more comfortable, but it just didn't fit, and not having the view from the mirrors is probably not the best, so I really thought I should get something smaller. Forgot that this caravan park has trains going past it all night. But I just finished packing up the tent. Just need to get my stuff ready to go. It's only almost 6 o'clock, but it's going to be a very long ride today. Alright, it's about 6:30 now and I'm all packed and ready to go. It's if I get to Kaguna today it'll be over 800 k's, so I'm not sure if I'll go that far. But yeah, it should be good. It's only about 6 degrees, so it's pretty cold this morning. So the odometer just reset back to 0. Thankfully it just happened to be at this spot where I can turn off. There we go, 0. So it'd be interesting to know if this is the first time it's done it or if this is 200,000 k's. But that's very good. It's a very good bike. So it's a bit after 12 now and I made it to Norseman. I had the GTR here a few years ago when I was on my way to Esperance, so because that time I went to Esperance down that way, but there's the turn off there to Adelaide and Balladonia over there, that way, and that goes to the border. So it'll be the first time that I've taken the GTR down there, and it's also getting pretty hot. So this is the first trip that I've brought my summer jacket as well, so I was able to fit it in the bag here. I just put the other jacket in there instead. So there's some big mine trucks. Yeah, fuel seems cheaper than it was a year ago, thankfully. It's time to go down that way towards the border. Well, I made it to Balladonia. It's about 2:30 now. So I think I'll have enough daylight left to go to Kaguna, which is at the other end of the 90-mile straight. But yeah, I just topped up with fuel here and I'll keep going, and I think that should all be good. Here's the 90-mile straight again. I've stopped at this sign a lot of times for photos over the years. It's the first time the GTR's been here. So now it's just a very long straight road, because that was the last bend. And Kaguna is at the other end of the road, so that'll be where I can stop for tonight. made it to Kaiguna with plenty of time to spare, thankfully. So it was all pretty good today, even though it was an extremely long ride. I think it must have been a bit over 800 k's. But yeah, it was all good. I'm hopefully going to go to Penang tomorrow, which is about 750, so not quite as long as today. And tonight I've got this little shelter and a bench seat. Last year I put my tent just over there, but it's a bit too grassy there to do that again this year. But it should be good, and I'll just have to get up early around sunrise again tomorrow and get riding. So this is parked out the front of the roadhouse. There was another old car over, like, under where the motel rooms are, but that would be very interesting to drive across the country. Alright, well, it's time to leave again. It's about 6 o'clock WA time, but it's almost 8:30 going by Adelaide time. So it's going to be another long ride today going to Penang, hopefully. So I've stopped here at Majura Pass, where there's this little memorial plaque for a Davo who was a part of the Far Riders and GTR club. But there's a pretty good lookout here over the pass, so I'll go down and have a look a bit further. It's a really good view from up here, I think. And then it's a cool road going down here, and then there's a fuel station down the bottom there, which I'll stop at and top up with fuel again. Yeah, this is Madura Pass, just got fuel, and there's an electric car here charging. It's a Hyundai of some sort. It's kind of interesting. Hyundai Kona, alright. Made it to the border. Gonna stop over there for fuel in a minute. I've had to get a photo here. So yeah, this is the border, and I just got fuel, stopping here for a drink and stuff. There's the quarantine checkpoint over there for when you're going back into WA. There's some big mining stuff there or something. There's a bunch of electric car chargers here at the Nullarbor Roadhouse now. This wasn't here last year. There's solar panels and batteries and a generator for when the solar's not working. So I made it to Penang. It's just at the caravan park here at this great little spot under this shelter right in the corner of the caravan park. I think this is the third time I've camped here. But yeah, it was a pretty good ride. Just very windy. I had a headwind. But apart from that it was good, and it's going to be another long ride tomorrow towards Adelaide. Not sure exactly where I'm going to stay yet, but yeah, it should be good. Well, I made it to Port Wakefield. It's a pretty nice little caravan park here. There's no one in the office though, which is kind of weird. I had to go onto the website to pay for everything. But that turned out alright. And today was just a very long ride, about 720 k's. Nothing really to stop for. And then tomorrow I'm going to be going towards Melbourne, but not all the way there. I'll have a look down there somewhere. I think this must connect up with the ocean somewhere down here. So after a very long and tiring ride yesterday, I had a good night last night. Just packed up, ready to go here. So today I'm going to be going towards Melbourne. Probably going to stay at Ararat, which is I think a bit over 600 k's away, so not as long as of a ride as yesterday. But I'm going to be going through Adelaide. That's about 100 k's away maybe. And gonna stop at a motorbike shop and maybe look at getting a new helmet, because the one I've got, I was thinking about replacing it before this trip, but I didn't, and now I've realized that it's kind of worn out and a bit uncomfortable, so if they've got the one that I want, I will probably buy it. Alright, well I had the one that I wanted, so that's good. I'll have a better look at it later. But just have a look around here at all these bikes. Let's have a look around before I go. There's a nice new KLR. Hopefully they don't use oil like the old KLRs and break down when you're halfway across the country, like happened to my friend 10 years ago. And some electric bikes that I've never seen before. It's like those ones. And some smaller ones. It's kind of interesting. And some new spiders. And that weird one, the Raka. Motokozy. And Some Tigers. Haven't seen one of these new Tigers before. 900. That's pretty cool. Scrambler 1200. That's the big one for a small bike. Scrambler 400. That's pretty cool. I took a Bonneville for a test ride a long time ago. It was pretty nice. Alright, well that's enough looking at bikes. It's time to get back on the road and continuing on to Melbourne. And so this is the RI Quantic helmet, which is their touring helmet. It's supposed to be the quietest and most comfortable thing they do at the moment. Because this is the XT4, which is really good, but it's 4 or 5 years old, and the sponge is all worn out, and this peak is good for like blocking out the sun and stuff if it's low, but the problem is with this bike, the windscreen is shorter than my BMW, and the wind comes to hits here and makes this vibrate, and it gets kind of annoying. But yeah, I haven't had a helmet without a peak in an extremely long time, so it'll be different. It should be good. So I've done about 370 k's so far today, and I made it to the Victorian border. Got pulled over just for a random test. So yeah, I made it to Ararat. I think it's about 6 o'clock now. But this caravan park here seems really nice. It's one of the ones where the owners actually put in a lot of effort to make it as good as they possibly can. There's some stuff in this camp kitchen that I think could be interesting. So, a bunch of books, DVDs, coffee machine, probably going to use that. Vending machine. Probably don't need to use that. Okay, let's see what happens here if I go strong hot chocolate. Okay. Well, that's actually really good. Definitely worth the $2 on that. So this morning I rode to Melbourne. This is my auntie's house that I'm gonna leave the bike at for the next few days while I go into the city I'm going to be staying at a hotel, and on Friday, Saturday and Sunday I'm going to be going to PAX, the video game expo. So yeah, I need to unpack my stuff and then repack it into the top box here, and then get a bus and a train into the city, and yeah, that should be pretty good. Right, I made it onto the bus, now to the train station. Alright, well I made it into the city. I have to remember how to get to the hotel. It's like a walk down there somewhere. So when I was here a year ago, it was at night when I arrived here, and it was also raining, so this is a lot better. There's a very, very old tram just here. Is it gonna go? Extremely old. Okay, here it is. Yeah, 150. Okay, that's pretty good. So I've unpacked my stuff in the hotel, and I'm just going for a walk to look around here a bit. There's a shop I want to go to, and I might need to find Woolworths as well to get one or two things. But yeah, it should be a pretty good weekend, I think. Cars in the way of the tram. So I'm now going to some place to meet up with some friends for dinner. This Universal place is where we're going. Hopefully it's going to be good. So this looks like it should be pretty good. So that was a pretty good first night in Melbourne. For the next 3 days I'll be doing stuff at PAX, and that'll be in a separate video, so the next clip of this video is probably going to be after PAX. So I'm going to try out this cat cafe. I haven't been to one since the one in Perth closed down a while back. Okay. Good cat. You're a good looking cat, aren't you? What are you looking at?
This one hasn't even been in here until now, and suddenly all hell is breaking loose.
Well, so my weekend in Melbourne is basically over now. I'm just walking back to the hotel after doing stuff with friends at their hotel. So yeah, it's been an extremely good weekend, and yeah, tomorrow I'll just be riding to Ballarat, I think it's supposed to start raining tomorrow, so that's kind of annoying, and it'll be rainy a bit later this week, but I'm going to be staying in 3 days for Ballarat, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's been an extremely good weekend here. But yeah, we'll see how the next few days goes. Time to leave again. I have to carry this case all the way down here. I made it back here. Now it's just a short walk around the corner, and then I can try and start packing everything back up on the bike, which I'm not sure if everything is going to fit very well, but it's going to have to fit somehow. Okay, I have everything packed now, except this bag here. I've strapped on top. I sent this over by post to my auntie's house here before I left. So I'm going to take that with me to Ballarat because I'm staying there for a few days, and then I'll have to post it home again once I get my video editing for Unpacks sorted out. So today I'm going on a train ride to Maryborough or something for lunch with family, so that should be pretty good.
Nucleus over there. On horses. Crows.
Alright, well, we made it to Maryborough. It's a nice old station. Gonna have lunch here, and I've got a few hours here, so there'll be some time to spend. It's a pretty nice old station. Got about 2 hours to waste, so we'll have a walk around, and it looks like there's some interesting things here. It seems like a nice enough little town. Some more old buildings here. More old buildings, and the War Memorial statue, and the post office. A cool clock tower. So I came past here on Thursday and didn't have time to stop, but it's like a Vegemite museum sort of thing. I thought it'd be interesting to have a look because I like Vegemite. Right, well that was good. I got a Vegemite keychain and a sticker. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So I'm in Queenscliff now, and I'm gonna get this ferry across. I stumbled across a bunch of other riders. So yeah, that should be interesting. So they don't tie down the bikes on this ferry. I hope it doesn't fall over. So quite a lot of bikes here, so hopefully it's smooth. Jump starter just worked on this bike, so it's definitely worth bringing that. Yeah, this Aprilia here had a flat battery, and I could see them working on it, and I was just about to ask them if they needed a jump starter, and then one of the guys asked me if I had one, and which I do, so that worked out really good. They're happy. And this Aprilia has the same cases on it, except they're Aprilia branded. So there's a CF Moto, Ducati, some BMWs. So that was an interesting ferry ride. It didn't take very long. I'm not sure exactly how long it was, but yeah, not very long. There's this big boardwalk thing down here. I'll have a look. So the Rye Pier, okay. I don't like swimming, but this seems like it'd be a pretty good spot for it. Water seems pretty clear. And this is the end. Bunch of people fishing, which I think is extremely boring. So this is a pretty nice view. So I'm in Leongatha now, and I've known for the last few days in the forecast that it's going to be raining today and mostly tomorrow. And it seems like the rain has come early. So I think about 5:30. So instead of trying to set up my tent in the rain and get extremely wet, I'd stay at a motel instead. So I came to this old place, which seems like it'll be good enough. So this room here, I haven't been inside yet. We'll have a look. Seems alright. I got some chips that I'll probably have to pay for. Bathroom. Yeah, this will be better than trying to set up my tent in the rain. Well, I'm glad I didn't put the bike under this bit. Right, well, it's still raining, but I've got my new rain pants on and my jacket, which I put waterproofing stuff on before I left, so hopefully today should be alright. And so my original plan for today was, so I'm here now, the original plan was to go down to this national park here and have a look, but I'm not sure how that's going to go. And then the plan was to end up at Lake's entrance here tonight. So it could be alright today, because all these are recommended rides in this book, so yeah, I'll see what happens. Alright, well, I've got all my wet weather gear on, and I've put these on as well. The rain has stopped for now, but I'm sure there's more on the way, and it's 10 o'clock now, so just gonna get going and see what today's like. So this is Foster. It's pretty close to the national park, which I'm gonna go to. Talk to the lady at the information centre here, who was very helpful. The road is sealed, and yeah, it's just started raining now. That's supposed to take about an hour to get there. So I made it to the campground of this tidal lake place at the national park, and it's been raining the whole way. Put the GTR under here, thankfully. And before this trip I actually bought an umbrella. I don't remember the last time I used an umbrella, because back at home it's always too windy and not worth the effort, but it's not really any wind here, so it should be good. I'll go for a walk down here somewhere where there's supposed to be some sort of walk or a bridge or something in near the river. I'll go and check it out. So yes, I'm very glad I bought this umbrella. It's one from Uniqlo, so it seems to be pretty good quality. At least this weather has made something interesting. Okay, there is a bridge, but it's closed for some reason. Okay, well that's kind of disappointing. I wanted to see on the other side. Seems like the rain is getting heavier. But looking at the Melbourne rain radar, it should stop later, except I think it is going to get heavier before it stops. So when they say it's a tidal river, maybe it's low tide at the moment. Those big rocks are pretty cool. So it's just down there at the bridge, and then there's this kind of beach. We'll walk down here. You can see the ocean down there at the end of the river, but I don't think I feel like walking that far. That was pretty good. Worth the trip. Sailed now, unless there's a lot of rain. That weather was insane, and now there's like a thunderstorm. The lady at the fuel station here recommended a place to stay, so we'll go there. Well, it's kind of clear now, but that storm was crazy. The lady at the fuel station suggested I come to this place, so it seems pretty good. Nicer than the place I stayed at last night. There's just nowhere under cover to park the bike, that's all. So, Definitely nicer, although a bit smaller, but that doesn't matter. So to stop water getting into these cases, I had the idea yesterday, was it? To put like electrical tape over all here. I think it has worked because I don't think these cases really seal very well anymore. It looks all dry in there. So I've had my jacket drip drying here for a while, and I've got the hairdryer from the bathroom, so I'm going to try and dry my helmet and the jacket, and I put my jeans and shirts in the laundry earlier. They're washed and currently in the dryer, so that should be good for tomorrow. Right, well, it's time to leave sail. It's nice and sunny here. Today's weather should be much better than yesterday. Looking at the weather radar, there is a few patches of rain, but according to the radar and the forecast, it's supposed to be disappearing by this afternoon. So it should be a pretty good day. So I'm at Lake's entrance now, which is where I originally planned on staying last night, but didn't because of the weather. Looking at the rain radar, all the rain is gone now, but it's just cold and windy. A lot of fishing boats here. And this one is Lake Tyers Beach. The weather is nice again, so I've got the tent set up. So this is Bega. I'm in New South Wales now, so this is probably as far as I'm going to travel up the coast, and I'll start heading back tomorrow. I don't know where exactly tomorrow yet, but yeah, today was a really nice ride. It's cold in the morning and then it warmed up a bit later. So I left Bega this morning, and this is one of the recommended rides in the map book. This road is extremely windy, and I think that guy in that car down there just threw up. But this lookout seems like it could be pretty cool. This road has just been coming up the big hill here. Pretty good view. There's a map here. There's Bega where I was, and then it goes up through the hill here. And I'm gonna go down here. And this is a recommended road in the book. But I'm not really sure where I'm gonna end up going today, but somewhere towards Melbourne. There's a walking trail up here, goes somewhere. With all these big trees, it reminds me of Pemberton a bit. Yeah, I don't think it's really going anywhere, just a little loop through the trees here. But it's still a good walk. There's nothing like this road in WA at all, so it's good to do this sort of thing over here. And so it's Fred Piper Lookout. Okay, well I'm in Dandenong now. Today was just a long ride, 555 k's from Bega. Besides going up that mountain and going to the lookout, there was nothing really interesting. It got really cold and a bit rainy after, on the other side of the mountain. So it was the first cold day. But apart from that, it was all good. Not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow yet. Maybe go back into Melbourne, maybe go somewhere else, but we'll see. So today not much has really happened except I rode through Melbourne and Geelong, and now I'm on the Great Ocean Road, and my cousin Bonnie suggested I come to this place. So this. There's a lot of chocolate and stuff in here. It's like the part of the factory area. 1 kilo block. I've never seen one so big. $34, $35. Honeycomb as well. That's interesting. Got so much stuff here, I'm not sure if I want to get anything, but Rocky Road is always good. Maybe I'll get that. I got these peanut chocolate things, so that should be good, but I think it's probably going to melt on the bike because it's kind of warm today. But so I've got a bit of a problem. The speedo cable just broke. So when I left that place just a minute ago, the speedo wasn't working, so I stopped here. And down here, there's the speedo cable, and where it goes in here, the tip of the cable has come off where it goes on some sort of drive in here. So that's going to be annoying. So I'm at Werribee now, which is back towards Melbourne, or kind of near Geelong. And so today was a much shorter ride than yesterday. And with the speedo cable, I found a shop kind of near here where I'm going to go tomorrow morning. They've got some other Kawasaki ones which might fit. And the speedo did start working again, but it's probably going to break at some point, so hopefully one of the ones will work tomorrow. So I have found a new speedo cable. This place here, I found they had an eBay store and they had two speedo cables, one for a Z1000 and a ZX6R. And so I came here, it's at Laverton, not that far from where I was staying last night. So that's the one from the GTR, and that's the one from the Z1000, and it's the same length, and it's got the same ends on it, so that should work perfectly, which is extremely lucky. That's all very good. So I've been following the Great Ocean Road for a while. It's a pretty impressive road, especially from this lookout. And the other side of the lookout, Apollo Bay is down that way somewhere. So yeah, I made it to Apollo Bay. Gonna have lunch here somewhere and then work out what to do for the rest of the day. So this is Gibson's Lookout. It's just near the 12 Apostles, but I came here instead because you can get, well, it's not as far as of a walk, and I don't have that much time to waste. So there's like this big cliff. And I was up there just a minute ago. And then the 12 Apostles are just down that way a little bit. But it was a really long walk from the car park to the lookout, and I didn't want to waste that much time. So maybe I'll go back there in a few days to have a look. Well, there's the lookout right up there. So, not really missing that much. And there's a helicopter. So I've got things set up here at Apollo Bay now. Gonna be here for the next 3 nights, so quite a long time in the tent. It was nice and sunny and warm here earlier, but then it's kind of all like cold and cloudy, so that's kind of annoying. And it could be a bit rainy over the next few days, but nothing like a few days ago where I got soaked. But yeah, it should be good here for the next few days, because this is what the GTR is here for. There'll be some other GTR people. So there's not really much happening today, but I'm gonna go for a walk into town while the weather is nice. I've got on a huge amount of sunscreen, so that should all be good. I'm sure this would be very nice if you liked going to beaches. So this bakery here is really good. I had lunch here yesterday and today. They make some very good pies. So we're out on this ride through the forest here, which is very good. That was a good ride. Now we're gonna have lunch, get some... Alright, well it's time to leave Apollo Bay. Had a good few days here. Now I'm gonna start heading towards Adelaide. Just gonna get as far as I can today. Right, well I made it to Adelaide. I wasn't planning on coming here tonight, but I was hoping to stay at Mount Barker, but then I went to the caravan park there and they said it was full. So then I go to the next town, like 15 minutes down the road. I went to the caravan park there and that was full. And then had a look around at some motels there and they were full. So I came into Adelaide, staying at this motel now. Because I wanted to do stuff in Adelaide tomorrow morning, so in some ways it's kind of good, but works out a lot more expensive. But it should be good. It's a nice Civic Type R right here, one of the older ones from... It's probably about the same age as my City. I don't really like the look of this generation Civic so much, but it's cool that it's a Type R. And so today I rode over 700 Ks and basically rode for 12 hours. So it's been a very long day, not really anything to stop for. Where did room 2 go? Oh, I walked past it. What's this place going to be like? That's pretty good. I think the last motel I stayed at was probably nicer at Sale, I think it was, wasn't it? But this will be good. So I'm in Adelaide City now. I've been wanting to come here for a while because there's a shop I want to go to. It doesn't open until 11, so I've got about 2 hours to have a look around the city. Should be good. So this is the shop that I want to go to, Vicious Video, but they don't open for another 2 hours. They've got all these old VHS movies and other retro stuff, but mostly VHS movies. Looks like a few games. But I came here 2 years ago and I've been wanting to come back ever since. So I think this is the main mall in the city. I'll have a look around. This place is pretty cool. Very fancy old styling. And you can come to the upstairs section. And an underground section that's not used anymore. I forgot there were trams in Adelaide as well. So they look different to the ones in Melbourne. So I had breakfast at this nice Turkish cafe. There's this weird looking old sweet shop. I'll have a look in here. So this place is Shin Tokyo. It's got a lot of cool games and stuff. I think I came here last time as well. Alright, it's now open. Can have a look.
It must be a selfie machine. But still the no showing one?
Well, I think because it's got a bike.
Okay, well I'm done now, and I've got this parking thing. In the thing to pay for it, it says refer to cashier. So I hope it's going to let me out. So I'm now in Port Augusta at the caravan park here. I stayed here I think 2 years ago. It's a good enough caravan park. And today was only a short ride compared to yesterday. Maybe less than 300 k's. But yeah, it was really good going into the city and going to the Vicious video store. And when I was coming out of that caravan park, the car park, the gate didn't work. The paying machine still said see attendant, and then it said missing details or something. And thankfully there was a gap between the gate and the bollards that I could just ride through. So yeah. But yeah, it was a really good day. Tomorrow is just going to be a long ride as far as I can get west. So it's just a little bit after 7 o'clock and I'm leaving Port Augusta now. Today is just going to be a really long ride. It's about 900 k's to the border, So I probably won't get that far, but it's 700 and something to Nullarbor Roadhouse. So I think that's where I will end up today. So yeah, it's just going to be a long day of riding as far as I can get. So yeah, I made it to the border. I rode 10 hours today and did a bit over 900 k's. So I'm gonna stay here at the border village. There's still time. Technically I probably could go further, but that'll do for now. Madura is about 180 k's away, so that'll be the next decent stop, but I think I've had enough for today, so I'll stay here, which I stayed here I think 2 years ago. That was alright. Alright, so I'm set up here now. I was wrong, it was last year that I stayed here. And this is the exact same spot that I stayed last year. It's a good little spot here. I've just got a big dirt area for setting up wherever. Tomorrow's going to be another long ride. Hopefully I can get to Kalgoorlie and then I'll get to Perth the day after that. Alright, well I'm packed up and ready to go. Adelaide time I think is about 7:30. I think Perth time might be 5 o'clock or something. But I'll go through the quarantine checkpoint at the border now, and it's going to be another long ride. Hopefully I can get to Kalgoorlie. I had a good ride to Kalgoorlie yesterday. I'm just packing up my stuff now. Yesterday there wasn't really anything to do except keep riding and stopping for fuel, because it was another 900 k's yesterday. So today I'm going to be going to Perth, which is about 600 k's, and then I'm going to be staying with my sister for a few days just to do some stuff in Perth, so that should be pretty good. I've stayed at this caravan park in Kalgoorlie a bunch of times before. It's a really good one. I've got good facilities and it's always tidy and good to stay at. So it's a bit after 7 o'clock and it's time to go. Yeah, it's not going to be much to stop for again today, just a ride to Perth. So I had a good ride to Perth today. It was really hot though. Must have been 30 to 35 degrees. Definitely the hottest day of the trip so far. But yeah, I'm at my sister's place now. Gonna do some stuff in Perth over the next few days here, and then I'll be going home for the end of the trip. Alright, well today is the last day of the holiday. I'm leaving Perth today, going back home, which is about a bit over 400 k's ride. It's been a really good holiday. The last 2 days I've just done stuff around Perth and visited my brother and his family. Yeah, it should be a good ride today. It's good weather. So I'm in Dongra now. It's a bit after 12, so I just had lunch at the bakery here, which is good. It's less than an hour until I get home now. So yeah, almost the end of the trip. I just noticed there's a screw right here. It's a good thing I didn't run over that and get a puncture. So I made it home. It was an extremely good holiday. I think I did about 11,000 Ks because that's up to 10,000 now. Yeah, it was such a good holiday. Hopefully this has turned into a good video as well. Yeah, very much worth it doing this sort of trip.